Could you all please welcome David Hopkins?
Thanks very much, Lena, and let me say what a pleasure it is to be with you this morning. Is it only 2 years ago we had the first round, and it's a real privilege for me in this stage in my career to be sort of involved with such a group of educators in this part of the world. I think that most probably, as I look around the world in terms of attempts to improve schools at scale, I think the work you're doing here in Melbourne, and particularly in the northern metropolitan region, is actually world class. I don't think anyone is trying to do what we're doing at the scale that we're doing it. And so I'm delighted and proud to be sort of associated with you. I've been asked to lead this morning, and it's always a bit invidious. I always feel a bit compromised as being introduced as a professor to come and sort of talk to a group of world-class practitioners such as yourselves. And reminded of the joke about this professor who actually visited a school towards the end of his sort of career in the university. This guy had written loads and loads of books about education during his 40 years at the university, but all without the benefit of actually visiting a school. He hadn't been to one since he was a student himself, but eventually, in the twilight of his career, he was encouraged to go to a school. And it must have been like some of the schools that you work in, because it was just a fantastic place. And he wandered around and he saw the enthusiasm of the teachers. He saw the alertness of the kids. He saw the sort of the images around the school, the time on task, the sort of the sort of precise focus of teaching strategies towards the sort of the learning needs of the kids. And he was really, really impressed. And he was taking his leave of the principal and saying to her, "Well, thank you so much. I must go back to the university now to see whether all this will work in theory." And those of you who know me, I hope you know that I'm not that type of professor. And if there's any sort of virtue in what I contribute to the ongoing work of this program, is that I'm a great believer in Kurt Lewin's dictum, as there's nothing as theoretical as good practice, and nothing as practical as good theory. And I certainly don't come here with any sort of wisdom, well, very little wisdom at all, really. What I do come here with is some knowledge about how schools improve, how systems change. And as Lena has said, I've been fortunate enough in my career to be a school teacher, to be a dean and a professor. I ran the school improvement service in England for a number of years. I've been a regional director and stuff like that. So I've worked in the system, so I know a little bit about it. But I don't come here with any sort of preconceived ideas or any packaged ideas. All my job, I think, is to actually share with you and to construct with you what we're trying to do in the northern region. The phrase co-construction is a little bit, I think, hackneyed nowadays, but I really do mean it. I know a little bit about school reform. You are the world-class experts in your own school. And so together, I hope that we can work in a really principled and meaningful way to make a real difference in the lives of kids in our neck of the woods. The phrase that Bruce Armstrong no doubt will use when he does arrive here is that he's very keen on the phrase theories of action. And I think it's a really nice idea. We're here not to actually sort of take ideas from the outside. We're here to actually create knowledge and create our own theories of how to improve our schools and to become even better in terms of school improvement. And the sort of the language that Bruce is using in terms of developing a theory of action for what we're doing in the northern metropolitan region is that if I do this, then that will happen, right? If we actually sort of collaborate in a certain way, then that will have an impact upon our own sort of professional skill. And I think the task that we've got over the next sort of number of months and years as we work together is to develop increasingly precise theories of action about what will happen if we do that. And I think the real sort of, some of the real learning, and I'm looking at my friends at the table there who are bored already with hearing me. You can see they're drawing doodles already. I think that the sessions that we've had have been very productive in trying to develop this sort of propositional knowledge, all right? So I'm here not as a professor, I'm here as a co-worker with you, and I hope that we will continue to have a really good time on our journeys of school improvement over the next couple of years. That's assuming they invite me back again, but I hope that's the case.